Outlander is back, Outlander is over, Season 5 is here, and in today's episode of the vlog, I am reviewing it just for you right here on my channel. This video was originally streamed as a live stream for my Patreon members, who also had the opportunity to call me up in the live stream to talk about the episode with me as I discussed the show. If you'd like to find out more about becoming a Patreon member and supporting my channel, click the link down below in the description. Anyway, what else is there for me to say other than let's get into Outlander Season 5, the review, right here on my channel. Outlander's back. How exciting is that? Outlander is over. A lot of you guys have been waiting for so long for this moment, for this weekend to come, and now it's finally back and everybody is happy, can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm going to be doing for the first time ever, and this is something exclusive to you guys on Patreon. You can call me on WhatsApp on my mobile and we can have a discussion live about the show. We'll be able to share it with everybody who's watching. So I just want to say thank you for all the support first of all on Patreon. I'm a little bit early. I've got myself a wee whiskey as well. Of course I have. How would you celebrate Outlander otherwise without whiskey, right? I've got a call already. I'm going to answer. I don't know how this is going to work. So let's just find out. I'm going to put it on loudspeaker. Hello, you're through to Shaun.
Hey, it's Rachel. I just thought I'd say hey.
Hi Rachel, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Hopefully this audio is getting picked up on the microphone as well. So whereabout are you watching from?
I'm in Lompoc, California.
Lompoc, California.
Yeah. I'm from Tucson, but I'm over here working and probably going to stay. I just wanted to say hey, and I can't wait to talk about the show. So
Awesome.
I'm just going to let you go.
No, thanks a lot for calling. And did you enjoy the first episode?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did.
What was your favorite part?
Goodness. I have to say, watching the interaction between the aunt and Richard Rankin, because you play that when you're watching it in the video, or when you're reading it in the book. I apologize. You get your own picture of what's going on, and I really loved how they did that.
Yeah.
And he actually said things. He actually acted indignant, and I thought it came across really well. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, that was a really, really cool part for me as well. I thought it was hilarious.
Jamie shaving him in the beginning too was the killer.
Which part?
Jamie giving him a shave at the beginning with
right, yeah.
throat razor. That was funny.
Yeah, I worried for Roger there for a wee minute.
All right, I'm going to let you go.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for calling in.
Talk to you finally.
Yeah,
Thanks.
great to speak to you.
Bye.
Have a good night. Cheers. Well, that was fun. Let's do an Outlander review. I can't believe I'm saying that. Outlander episode 501. The Fiery Cross. What an episode it was. I have to admit, guys, the first part of the episode I didn't enjoy so much. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It was just quite slow and building up and all that kind of stuff. And I also was not a massive fan, to be honest, of the new a cappella theme tune. I know it was very pretty and all that, it was like setting the scene, romantic and all that, but I don't know, there was just something about it. It was just like way off brand, if you like. I remember the Sky Boat song being so like very Scottish and all that, and obviously all of a sudden it wasn't, so it was just a bit shocking. But what I will say is the opening scene with Murtagh and Jamie was incredible. Just to go back to Lallybroch again was amazing, right? Great first opening to the whole season, really. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they made Murtagh, Duncan LaCroix, look, 20 years younger than he is? Maybe that's a bit harsh. 10 years younger, maybe. But it was really, really well done. Really like that. And you could tell that the way they'd set that scene up, that it meant that something else was coming. I haven't actually read many comments online yet as to whether people enjoyed or not the theme tune, or any other parts of the episode, actually, because I was just on a long haul flight yesterday. I came back from 3 weeks in South America, so I've been all kinds of tired and thrown off and jet lagged. So I only just literally got around to watching the episode tonight, about an hour ago. So I'm still gathering my thoughts. I didn't want to go online and kind of ruin it for myself by seeing what other people had said. But yeah, that was my first impression. Was the opening song was a bit like just off brand, if you like. It was just a bit weird when I first heard that. Like I said, been on a long haul flight yesterday, so jet lagged and still kind of gathering my thoughts. And also, this is really annoying, and anybody who watches Outlander in the UK will sympathise. We cannot get Outlander, the new season, until Monday evenings on Amazon Prime. So a lot of you guys who are in the US will be watching it on STARZ. You'll get that on the Saturday evening, I believe, at midnight. Also all through the day on Sunday. But we in the UK don't get it until Monday evening, basically. So anyway, I saw the episode, and like I said, my first thought was amazing opening scene with Jamie and Murtagh. Amazing. I'm just going to talk about music first of all right now, because the music got a heck of a lot better throughout. Definitely. Like, I enjoyed how that music changed as we built on, from being like kind of the Scottish bagpipey type of thing. Then we heard a bit of fiddle, and then even a bit of banjo, and it reminded me of being, at the Frasers Ridge Homecoming event. It reminded me of being in North Carolina. So the music got really, really amazing throughout the episode. I just thought the beginning was a bit weird. There's a Gaelic song that we've heard in Outlander before. I don't know how to say the song, right? It's obviously composed by Bear McCreary. A lot of you guys will know. In fact, I'll play a little tune, a wee bit of a clip of it here on Spotify now, but I can't play too long of it, otherwise YouTube will nab me. You'll know the one. I'm going to stop that right there, because any more and I'll be nabbed by the YouTube police. That song was absolutely amazing, incredible, and it just took me right back through the Outlander seasons. Let me know if you agree. Surely you agree that song is just everything, right? And I know we've heard that song throughout Outlander, throughout the seasons, in small doses, little bits and pieces, but I feel like we've never heard that song in its fullest form until tonight. This is the first time we heard that song playing really, really powerfully and throughout. And now thinking about it, I almost feel like they have set that song up to play little bits and pieces throughout the seasons leading up to this episode almost. And this was like the big reveal of that song. It was amazing, absolutely incredible. It's on Spotify. You can find it on Spotify. I will try and include a link to that song. Incredible song. In fact, all the songs from Outlander, Bear McCreary's songs of Outlander can be found on Spotify. So if you're on Spotify, you'll have a nice wee playlist of Outlander songs. Anyway, loved it. That song was just incredible, and I don't know, it made me feel nostalgia. It made me feel nostalgia for Outlander as a show. It also made me feel nostalgia for Scotland. The Highlands, So it'd be good to know what you guys think about that song and the music in general. What are your thoughts? Like I say, the opening song, not my favourite, not my cup of tea. I appreciate there might be other people who enjoyed it, but it just wasn't me. Jamie in the Fraser's Ridge cabin and the cutthroat razor. I thought it was funny, and it was also a wee bit tense as well. Like, what's going to happen here? Are they going to have a serious conversation or not? But obviously, turned out not. But there's still underlying tensions, I think, between Jamie and Roger, definitely, and you can see that coming out throughout the episode and how that builds on. But I think deep down, Jamie does trust Roger. But the cutthroat razor, it's almost symbolic, really. Jamie saying, if you mess with my daughter, I'll have your head off, basically. The wedding scene, like, it was really cool. I know a lot of you guys are going to like that. A lot of you who are Outlander fans who are going to love the whole wedding thing. I mean, to be honest with you, that's never been the part of Outlander that I've enjoyed. It's pretty and all that, and it was good to see all the clan there, the whole family. The whole wedding bit, though, it just wasn't my thing. But like as I said, I know that a lot of you guys out there loved the wedding episodes. I know the main wedding episode from Jamie and Claire was massively popular. Again, it was not one of my favourites, but I understand, totally understand. But I think for me, the good thing about the wedding, not the romance side of it, definitely, but to see everybody together, that was really cool. And then afterwards, obviously, after the wedding, like, the fun and games, the banter, the drinks, right? Everybody was drinking games, getting a bit in trouble. It was funny. That made me laugh a lot. It was good to see Marsley, Fergus, John Quincy Myers, Lord John Grey, all coming together and having a bit of a laugh. So I really, really enjoyed that. Stephen Bonnet is still alive. Brianna heard that. I kind of thought in that moment that it was going to bring the whole thing down for Brianna, but she pushed past it. It was a bad memory for her, obviously. Like, that was just a kind of side thought from there on in, but it did give us the feeling that, trouble is never too far away for the Frasers on Fraser's Ridge. in North Carolina. You know, Stephen Bonnet is around essentially. And that's going to be a present danger going forward. But otherwise, I thought it was fun seeing everybody drinking and dancing and having a bit of a laugh. I liked that a lot. I think one of the big things I saw in this episode that a lot of people love is the next day when Roger speaks to Jocasta before she goes home. That was hilarious. It was obviously, I didn't know if she was being serious or not when she was talking to Roger, and he was furious. But obviously, she was at the wind-up, wasn't she? She was trying to wind him up big time, and it worked. Her plan worked. She had a plan, and she did laugh as well. So I thought that was a really, really fun and good scene. And I think from what we're told, a lot of the book readers enjoy that as well. You know what? I just want to give a shout as well to the whole set. It just looked amazing. Everything looked amazing from the start to all the scenes. Seeing the big house set was amazing. It looked incredible. Obviously, we know that that's not North Carolina. And here's one of the things I'll say, right? I was in North Carolina last year for the Frasers Ridge homecoming. Now that I've been there, I must admit, I look on the set a little differently. Because I can kind of tell that it's Scotland. At the big house, all done up and looking so well. You can see that's going to be a home for them for some time now. And I think that's a really, really exciting development. But it obviously turned a lot more serious, doesn't it? And that's a bit where I started to enjoy it when things got a lot more serious. I have to admit. There's a lot of kind of heavy moments coming up in this episode, and I think it's leading us off to the rest of the season and a lot of trouble that might come up ahead. I mean, this episode, the season has started in a very light-hearted manner with the wedding and all that, but we're going to be onto some really, really kind of heavy things. Who knows what's going to lead? Trouble, probably. Anyway, the house is up and running. Claire seems to have made a bit of a doctor's surgery at the big house. Is that something that she's going to carry forward? That would be cool to see. No, she'll probably get clients from far and wide. She'll meet a lot of cool people, and already we're meeting cool people. Interesting new characters are appearing through this, through her surgery, right? The young Scottish guy, the hunter, Josiah, his name is. Sounds biblical. Josiah. I don't know anything about the name Josiah, but I've never really heard of it before. Anyway, he's a young Scottish guy who is very good at hunting, apparently. He's a new character, and I dare say somebody that we will see in the future. He's a hunter, so presumably he's good with a weapon, which will probably come in handy, right? Because then we get on to talking about Governor Tryon, right? Jamie and Tryon have this discussion. Starting off at the wedding, he's obviously there as a kind of guest, very cordial and all that kind of stuff to start off with. But we know things are going to get heated between the two, right? The next day, Lord Tryon tells Jamie exactly why he needs to speak to him. And basically, he lays down the ultimatum, right? It's like, we need to get Murtagh. I want you to get Murtagh, and I want you to hang him up, kill him, catch him and kill him, and hang him up for all to see as a traitor, so that nobody else tries any games, becomes part of the regulators, and basically bothers him. How's Jamie going to get out of that one? And we, to be honest, we go through the episode and we don't know. Governor Tryon expects Jamie to hunt Murtagh. If not, they'll get kicked off the land, right? They're just borrowing that land, right? So how is that going to end up? I do worry, guys. I must admit, I do fear for Murtagh. Hopefully I'm wrong. If Governor Tryon wants a Scotsman, Jamie's going to give him a Scotsman. I don't know exactly what he meant by that, but that was an interesting statement. We get the big chest, the chest from Lallybroch, and we open it, and then we see some real nostalgia. Jamie's kilt is there, looking brilliant, and all his weapons and his bits and pieces. And we're thinking, is he going to put it on? Surely he's going to put it on, right? And of course he puts it on. And that's just a big, massive moment because, and I know there was a lot of debate about this over the last season 3 and 4 that he hadn't wore the kilt as much as they would have liked. Season 4, rather. Since Culloden, essentially, it's almost like the kilt was a kind of painful memory and it had been forgotten about, and everybody wondered why. And I think genuinely they were building up for this big moment. They had been holding the kilt back for now, for the big reveal, and it was just absolutely sensational when it came out. Absolutely brilliant moment, and obviously a lot of you guys loved it. I saw a comment from someone here on the live chat saying that when at the premiere, when that shot was revealed of Jamie wearing the kilt, there was people cheering and hollering and all sorts. So that's pretty cool. I've got a caller on WhatsApp. Let's see who this is. Hello, you're speaking to Shaun.
Shaun, this is Terry Dempsey.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Hanging in there. And I wanted to say about the music.
Yeah.
In the beginning, the opening sequence.
Uh-huh.
There was watching a U.S. naval, some kind of ceremony, and the choral singers just really got to him. And so, because this is the beginning of the revolution in America, he just thought it was really appropriate to do the choral singers for, the beginning of the show. Because, we're going to go into the Revolutionary War.
That makes a lot of sense, and that's quite an interesting point. And I think probably you guys in the States will have connected with that a lot better than I over here.
Well, I read it in a behind the scenes when Bear was explaining his music and choices, and because I didn't like it either, and then when I realized the significance of it, it made it different.
I almost wonder though, like that's a really good explanation, and I think it makes a lot of sense. But I wonder a little bit that if he has to explain it, then it's not a good idea. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah, but I do appreciate the kind of work behind it and the thought process. I just don't know. I just find it weird at the start. And
some people just really do not like choral singing.
Right. Okay.
That's a very, very old form of music, and it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people really, really enjoy it, and some people don't. And I used to be on the don't list.
Okay.
I didn't like it. I mean, in the beginning, but several years back, I changed my mind about it, and you learn to appreciate it.
Yeah.
My mom and dad were choral singers, and they were in plays and things like that. So I learned to appreciate it through what they did and how excited they were doing it.
That's cool. Yeah, I think for me, I don't really have a strong opinion either way about choral singing. I just felt that it was like a little bit off. Like, it was not off, but like it just didn't seem to match in my head from the Outlander that I knew. But like obviously with the explanation, it makes a bit more sense.
Right.
But I don't know. Otherwise, I liked the music throughout. I thought it was great. It was just at the start, it was a bit weird, and maybe it's going to be something that kind of grows into the season, because as we go on, we're going to learn more about the revolution and all that kind of stuff, right?
Exactly, you will.
Probably find out more.
The beginning of American history.
Yeah. So, I guess there's obviously a lot for me to learn in that respect, and I don't know, I just didn't connect it at the start, and I thought it was weird, but I do, like I say, I do appreciate it.
Well, and it's not so bad when you hear it. Like, a lot of people I read in the forum were saying that they would fast forward through the music. And I think if you listen to it more than once, if you get it in your head that that's why they did it, and you listen to it more than once, because most of us watch the show more than once.
Yeah.
And it's going to be at the beginning of every show, every episode this season. So
yeah,
you will get used to it, or maybe even learn to appreciate it if you figure out why they're doing it.
Definitely. And actually, maybe that's a good point. It's kind of like a talking point right at the beginning, which is never a bad thing, right? And then, as you say, it's something that we're going to learn to appreciate as we go on through the season. But you enjoyed the episode, right?
I totally did. I thought it was the costumes were excellent. I was totally jealous about the coat that Jamie wears when he comes out in his kilt, and I was like, I would wear that coat.
Yeah.
And some of the wedding dress, it was so beautiful. I would wear that dress.
Yeah.
But underneath the dress, I don't know if you noticed, she's wearing a tartan.
Mm-hmm. She's
wearing the Outlander tartan, and I guess they did that because it's wintertime, so the wool keeps her warm.
Yeah. But
then the overlay of the muslin dress, and I just thought it was really beautiful.
I must admit, I didn't spot that detail, so that is awesome. Obviously, I'm going to be watching it 2 or 3 times as well, and hopefully I'll pick up these types of things. But no, that's a cool point.
And you see it like just maybe when the dancing part starts, you see her. She's got her dress hiked up on the side.
Yeah.
The wedding dress part, and you see the Outlander tartan underneath.
Well, that's a really neat touch.
Did you get a chance? Yeah. So it was kind of fun, and the heretic part.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I didn't get it. When I'm like, why is that kid saying that about Jamie? Why is Jermaine saying, my dad said you had, or my grandparent said that you have heretics, and I was like, that's really an odd thing. That was just really odd. And then when Roger said, your dad thinks I have that I'm a heretic,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, the religious background in Scotland is this would have been too friendly back then to each other. So it's interesting to actually see that come together.
Now, Shaun.
Well, yeah, well that's true. That's very true. Did you have a favourite moment of the episode?
There was a lot of really good parts, I have to admit.
Yeah, there was a lot of good bits.
I would say the wedding itself, the actual ceremony with people in the audience were redoing their vows as well.
Oh, really? Wow.
And the other part that I liked was when Marsali, patted her stomach and baby number 2 or 3 is on the way.
Yeah.
I think they have 2 now, so I like that part too, the way she told him and the way he reacted.
Yeah. No, it was great. I think it was so well done. Regardless of whether it was my favorite part or not, it was just so well done. The set was incredible.
Right. The end when Jamie breaks down and cries after he tells Murda to hide.
Yeah, that for me was 100%.
That broke me up. Yeah.
Totally agree.
I mean, I really like the whole thing, so it's hard to pick just one scene.
I think it's going to be a favorite for a lot of people, but yeah, well, thank you very much for calling. It's been great to speak to you.
Yeah, for once, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And we'll catch up again soon, right?
Thanks, Shaun.
Cheers now. Bye.
Right. Bye.
That was fun. Thank you very much for calling in. It's good to speak to people about Outlander. I think it's the best way to do these type of things, get different ideas, different perspectives, get different people's thoughts and opinions on the show. Because it shouldn't just be about what I'm saying, because I'm definitely not right in a lot of things I say, and I've got one opinion, and that's the other thing as well. We've got the Outlander forum on Facebook, which myself and Terry are a part of, and it's great because there's a lot of great debate on there. There's a lot of very heated discussions as well sometimes, especially around the season kicking off, but it's good fun anyway. We get it's a good place to kind of hang out and talk Outlander. Other bits I wanted to talk about before I finish today, kind of main points I thought were just incredible. Well, yeah, Jamie got his kittle back on. That's where I was. And I think the last time we saw Jamie fully kilted up would have been Culloden, which was obviously a very massive event, tragic event, and a big event in Outlander. To see him back with it again brought back a lot of memories of people that we had lost along the way, basically. Jamie goes up basically in the middle of all the people encamped there with the fiery cross and sets it ablaze. What a moment that is, right? That was such a powerful moment. And then he makes his speech about why everybody needs to join him in arms, right? Amazing, absolutely incredible. So powerful and like very nostalgic. Takes us all the way back to Outlander season 1. I'll raise a glass to that. Outlander season 1, the first episodes at Castle Leoch, right? Colin Mackenzie. Jamie standing there with the flames blazing behind him. I'm thinking to myself, that fire's going to go out before he gets his way around all these people, right? Nonetheless, great moment. Does his speech, and then he gets all the people to pledge their fealty to him. And obviously he makes a big deal of Roger going up and pledging his fealty as well. This is another point that I didn't note down. Captain, which is like his deputy in command, basically. Anyway, he got Roger to go up there, pledge his fealty to him, which was just a big moment. Before we get into the final part of this, right, the Murcasta thing, I have to talk about. Because Murtagh, right, which we're about to talk about in a second, which we talked about in the phone call there, obviously he and Jocasta have this thing, right? They have a bit of a relationship, but Jocasta tells him, listen, I've been proposed marriage by someone. Maybe this needs to end. And nobody knows. None of us know. Neither the book readers or people who are fresh to this. He's a character that was essentially written out of the books. He was dead at Culloden. So nobody knows. This is all kind of made up. Only the show writers and the producers and those guys know, right? So anyway, Murtagh and Jocasta have a bit of a thing, and then we learn that Jocasta's is being proposed to and she's thinking about it. And we kind of feel like, it might not be happily ever after for those two, and that something bad might be coming to Murtagh. And then we obviously get to the scene at the end, which I wanted to talk about, which everybody talked about, which was Jamie and Murtagh basically saying their goodbyes, right? Jamie got him and said, listen, this can't work anymore because it's not worth the fight at the moment. Tryon wants me to hunt you down. You need to make yourself scarce. You need to get out of here. The pledge that Murtagh made to Jamie's mum at Lallybroch, Jamie's saying, I want to relieve you of that pledge. I want to relieve you of that pledge, right? And then obviously it gets very, very emotional from there, right? It's very, very sad that Jamie has to, tell his guardian, his best friend for life that, please disappear, go away from here as far as you can and hide. I don't want to see you for now. I thought it was interesting the discussion that Murtagh brought about people that Jamie knows, obviously knowing the future and knowing how that will be dealt with and the revolution and all that kind of stuff, and yet Jamie can't tell him what's going to happen with the regulator story. So he just needs to tell Murtagh to get out of there, go, run for the hills, and do not be easy to be found. And then Jamie was obviously crying as well. You know, on that point, Sam Heughan, the rest of the cast, everybody, the acting was just phenomenal throughout. Must have to just say that, right? That is my review of the first episode of Outlander. Incredible. Really, really enjoyed it. Hope you guys did too. Thank you very much for watching this live stream about the first episode. I appreciate you all. And we will speak again soon. And I hope you have a great night, a great week, great everything. Take care.